This television series is about creative visions and respect for humanity. To explain this a little more, it's about creativity, the arts. Creative visions and the respect for humanity.
Hello, I'm Frank Adams. They all call me Doc Adams. In fact, I've been around a good little while, and right now I'm sitting in the famous Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame. And what we do here is we talk about the great musicians from Alabama, and also we have a strong interest in teaching young people how to play this thing called jazz. not constricted, it's not held within bounds. Even it defies bar lines, you see, because it's always growing, it's making up things. Improvisation, when I make up something. Just something that comes on the spur of the moment that you're thinking about. It reflects a mood, it reflects a rhythm, and that's the thing about jazz that makes it such a different type of art form. Now, back in the early days, in fact, I was born in 1928, and when I came on the scene, Duke Ellington was wailing away at the Cotton Club. Johnny Hodges was playing alto saxophone, and there was the great Teddy Wilson. Billie Holiday was getting into singing. That's why we want people to come and visit the Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame. Look us over and you'll see Nat King Cole in here. He's from Montgomery, Alabama. You'll see the great Bessie Smith. You see Donna Washington from Mobile, Alabama. And so many great singers. Laura Washington from Birmingham, Alabama. And who can forget the great Erskine Hawkins in Tuxedo Junction? Tuxedo Junction is really a place in Birmingham, but people don't realize it's in Inslee, Alabama. And the story is two streetcar tracks met together in a junction, and they had tuxedos to rent, and so they called it Tuxedo Junction. Of course, you know the theme. Back in 1978, the musicians were inducted into the Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame. First of all, that was the great Erskine Hawkins. Remember that? Just Erskine Hawkins and Samuel Lowe, the fellow who wrote all the music for Erskine Hawkins' band. And that was the clarinet wizard Hayward Henry. There's so many solos on Erskine Hawkins' recordings. And then there was the teacher of all teachers, John T. Fess Watley. Hundreds and hundreds of students Professor Watley taught, including J.L. Lowe. So in 1917, Professor Watley started teaching at Tuggle Institute, and that's where it all started. When you visit the museum, you see hundreds of students that Fess Watley taught. In fact, he's one of the focal points of the museum. And that's what you need to look at when you come here. And of course, we'll all show you Fess, and you'll understand why he made so many musicians famous. Hopefully, you'll come to the Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame and you'll get a chance to visit and see all these wonderful things right down in the heart of Birmingham on 4th Avenue. So I'm looking forward to seeing you. And this is not the end of our discussion, but today we want you to have a good time and look at this film and be sure to come and see us.
That's the thing about POW is we bring everybody with, everybody from every walk of life, different color, different tribe. We allow them to come here and see us and participate with us.
Hello, my name is Bill Legg, and for 19 years it's been my pleasure and honor to be the Executive Director of this wonderful facility, the State of Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. This is the Super Bowl 25 Waterful Crystal Trophy that was won by the New York Giants. This is a strange story to this piece, and I'd like to share with you. There's a local jeweler that brought the Waterford Crystal people down here to see this Hall of Fame while they were in town visiting him on business. They liked what they saw, and they agreed that when they get back to their hometown, they would make us an article, a piece to go in here. Well, a couple of days later, after they had returned home, they gave us a call, and they said that if we wanted what was on their shelf, then we could have it, and they wouldn't have to make a separate piece. Well, when they told me what it was, it liked to knock me over, and I said, certainly, we can use that piece, I think. So they were nice enough to put it in a box, put a man on a plane, bring it down here, and deliver it to us. Well, the kicker to the whole story is this. The New York Giants, when they won this, were playing in New York. Since then, they moved from New York to the Meadowlands in New Jersey. And New Jersey did not want anything that had New York on it. So our good fortune then, that they didn't want anything with New York on it, and we were able then to come into possession of this beautiful Waterful Crystal Super Bowl 25 trophy. This is a wonderful display that we're so proud to have in our possessions. It was given to us by Mr. Bob Hope. Mr. Hope was one of our distinguished American sportsmen that we have honored in the past. And his association with Alabama is his great friendship with Charlie Boswell, our wonderful blind golfer, and the fact that he came here many, many years helping Charlie put on a golf tournament that raised money for the Sight Foundation Hospital. Well, when he was honored and was very gracious in the time that he was here with us, we said we'd like to have something of yours that we can display in our museum. Well, when he got back home, he sent this golf club. And this is the club that Mr. Hope always had in his possession on his trips overseas when he entertained the troops. Every time he came out, he was introduced, you'd always see him with a golf club in his hand and swing it. And this is that golf club. And my, if that golf club could talk, what great stories it would have. You see here a bronze plaque And we do one of these on each one of our inductees. These plaques are placed on a plaque stand, and it's together by the class. You can see this is 1969. And what we do, the stands wind themselves around the atrium until they get down to the first floor. And on the first floor are the cases of the brand new inductees. But this is our first class right here, 1969. This is where we began.
We got the Fokker, our D7 Fokker, from the Ryder people up at Gunnersville. It was ground looped in the movie The Blue Max. So it took us about 9 years to restore it. Norm Ponder built the engine before we was able to restore the entire aircraft. He did such a good job as we convinced him to put another engine up in the fuselage of the Fokker D7, the top of an engine, and keep the original engine he built as a full replica of a Mercedes engine using the Fokker D7 during World War I. Also learned about air travel, which helped Pan American get an air contract in Peru. Came back to the United States and decided to have his own air, commercial air, and started Delta Airlines. So a crop duster was the plane that launched Delta Airlines. In the background is the F-86 Saberjet. It's painted in the colors of Captain Joe McConnell. You can see the 16 stars on the side of the 16 kills in the Korean War. He's a major ace of the Korean War. The plane is called the Beauticious Butch. Butch is his nickname for his wife. This was made into a movie, The McConnell Story, played by Alan Ladd and June Allison. The F-86, the storyline for the F-86 and the MiG-15 we have with the F-86 in the museum. The MiG-15 actually shot McConnell down. The Russian pilot of MiG-15 put a burst in the back of the McDonnell airplane. He was smoked but not on fire. So he did a G-roll, came up behind the MiG-15, shot him down, caused him to eject. And Joe McConnell went out to sea, ditched his airplane, and was recovered by air and sea rescue. So essentially, each plane shot the other down. The Russian pilot ended up with 9 kills in the Korean War, and McConnell became the major ace with 16 kills. The general that heard this engagement said, "I want him back in the States by the time you see the period at the end of this sentence." He went back to the States because he didn't want the #1 ace to be shot down in the Korean War. He went back to the States and ironically was killed in a test pilot accident a short time later.
want to go to college? Do you want to get a job? Do you have any work experience? What would you study? Are you walking in circles?
When they say they will complete a job at a certain time, they will meet that timetable.
The artist, or the person who loves music and it gets in his heart and his soul, it's very difficult to find that person discriminating against anyone. We are all so much alike. We're all brothers, and this music is the thing that really sets us apart from a lot of persons that are not so blessed to have music in their lives.
I can't remember ever seeing a program like Artvisions. Artvisions is a program about human rights, and what better place for a program like this to originate from than the cradle of civil rights, which is Birmingham, Alabama. We should spread the message, and would go back and look at our history and say, look, this is Birmingham, Alabama, and this is what we struggled for: equal rights, equal justice. Artvisions is taking the lead in spreading that message throughout the state.
I hope you enjoyed today's program, and we do find a way to make the whole world a better place. We do need to respect everyone.
Thank you.